we'll talk about why it is later. But for now, I want to teach you some new fun math strategies, ways that you can add or subtract using objects, okay? So here's my supplies. Since we're talking about insects this week, I made an anthill. I just took a bowl and turned it upside down and traced a circle, colored it brown, tried to draw it to look like an anthill. And my son, Adventure Ashton, has a bunch of little rubber ants. So I'm going to use these as my counters today. Something to count, my objects. Okay? I also have dice, but if you don't have dice at home, Mr. Phillips had a great idea, and it was to take a piece of paper and write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on little pieces of paper. And then you can put them in a bowl or a hat, and that way you can pull out a number. Okay, so if you don't have dice, you can use paper with numbers written on, something you can make. I also have tweezers. If you don't have tweezers, you don't need tweezers. Just pretend your fingers are tweezers and use your pointer finger and your thumb to pick the small items up if you're using small objects like the ants, okay? But I have tweezers, so I'm gonna try to use them today. And then you need a piece of paper and something to write with, okay? Preferably a pencil. Okay. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is practice addition, okay? So composing numbers, taking numbers and bringing them together to make one whole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my ants next to me and I'm gonna roll one die to find out how many ants crawl onto my anthill. Ooh, 4. So I'm gonna put 4 ants on my anthill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I want to write that number down on my paper. Okay, so I'm going to write the number 4. Okay, now that I've written my number 4, I'm going to roll my die again to find out how many more ants I need to add to my anthill. 1. So I'm going to add 1 ant to my anthill. Now I'm going to write my plus 1. So here's my plus 1. Now we're going to find out what that equals. Okay, now I'm going to find out how many I have all together or in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Now I'm going to write my answer. So I'm going to write 5 because that's my final answer. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So here's my equation in writing. Okay, you did a great job. Let's try it again. So clear your mat off, okay, with your objects, and let's roll the dice again, or the die again. Ooh, 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 ants on my anthill, so I need to write my number 4. Okay, I'm gonna write my number 4. And while I'm here, I'm also gonna write my plus symbol because I know I'm still working on addition or composing numbers. All right, now I'm gonna roll and see how many more ants I need to add to my anthill. Ooh, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now I need to write 3 on my paper. Now I'm going to write the number 3 and my equal sign because now I need to add those 2 numbers together to find out how many ants I have all together. Okay, now let's count and see how many ants we have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ants all together. So that's my answer. All right, so now I'm going to write my answer, which is 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Here's my equation that matches what I just acted out using objects. Great job. Pat yourself on the back and say, good job, self. All right, now we're going to clear off our mat and we're going to switch gears. So switch gears. All right, now we're gonna do subtraction, okay? We're gonna decompose the numbers and we're gonna take one number and we're gonna break it into two groups, okay? So since we're using a dice and the biggest number I can have is 6, I'm gonna start with the number 6. So that's what I'm gonna put on my mat first is 6 ants, okay? We're gonna start with 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm also going to write the number 6. Okay, so let me write my 6. And I'm also going to write my subtraction symbol, which is the minus symbol, because I'm going to take things away. I'm going to subtract. Okay, so remember, if you're playing this game with dice or with one die, you're going to want to start with the number 6, okay? That's the first number you're going to write down if you're subtracting. All right, so we have 6 ants on our anthill. Let's find out how many we're going to take away. I'm going to roll my die. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to write the number 4 on my paper because that's how many ants I took away. All right, so now I'm going to write 4 because that's how many ants I took away. And I'm going to write the equals sign because I'm going to tell you or tell us, I'm going to write the total here. So let me see how many ants I have left on my anthill. 1, 2. That's my answer. 2. 6 minus 4 equals 2. This is the equation. Great job. Okay, we're going to do one more subtraction problem, okay? So we're going to start with 6. So let's make sure we have 6 ants. Ooh, I have 2 on my mat already. Let me count up to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So now I need to write the number 6 down. Okay, so I'm going to write my number 6 because that's how many ants I have to start with. And then I'm going to write my minus symbol because I know I'm going to be taking some away because I'm subtracting. Okay, let's find out how many ants I'm going to take away. This time I'm going to use my bowl with the numbers in it. Pull out the magic number I'm going to take away or subtract. Open it up. Ooh, I got a number 3. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 ants away. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to write the number 3 down because that's how many ants I took away. All right, I'm going to write the number 3 because that's how many ants I took away. Now I need to write my equals symbol before I write my answer. So let me see how many ants I have left. 1, 2, 3. So 6 minus 3 equals 3. Now remember, when you're writing your equation, you have to put in your symbols that you're using. So if you're subtracting or decomposing, you're going to make sure you put that subtraction or that minus symbol in. And you always put your equals symbol in before your answer. If you're adding, you're going to use the plus symbol. Okay? Well, thank you for joining me to play this game today. I hope that it's something that you can practice at home. You don't have to have anything fancy like ant toys or even the dice to play this game, okay? You just need paper and a pencil and any small object that you can practice counting, okay? So have fun practicing your addition and subtraction.